Happy Thanksgiving. Welcome to another edition of Let's Bake a Turkey. Come on over here. So we have our Jennie-O turkey, which is about 12-13 pounds. And we use this because it's going on the grill. You don't put the turkey directly on the grill. So let's get this cut open. They're gonna pop this thing off. Yum. So here's the neck. Some people like to eat that. Oh yes, that's tasty. So there you have it. So what you want to do now is just rinse it off really good. Get any of the feathers that were missed. Meanwhile, someone could be cutting up apples because this is going to be an apple stuffed turkey. But if you don't have an extra pair of hands, or they're too busy making rolls, we can just start the apples ourselves. And for this special turkey, we got Honeycrisp apples. You'll do. You probably do about 3 or 4 apples, whatever will fill the turkey. If you slice your finger, you can just leave the blood in there. It'll cook right out. That's where the head was, for all you vegetarians out there. I think we're good. So now, we are ready to stuff the turkey with apples. Now, we're going to take some twine, and we are going to wrap the bird up to keep the wings and legs together, because you want it to be tight together. You don't want it to just be laid open like that. This part's a little tricky. The next phase of the turkey preparation is the injection. So you're going to take 2 sticks of butter and 100% apple juice, and you're going to melt the butter into the apple juice. While that's melting, we'll get this thing ready. You have 2 different sizes. I like to use the smaller one because we want the smallest holes as possible so that the juice doesn't come right back out. So now, take the injector and pick out the dry spots in the turkey that you typically end up with. Make 1 puncture. And rather than taking it out and making multiple punctures, try to use that same hole. The less puncture holes, the better, because watch this. See that? It wants to spit out. So now, salt and Cavender's. Well, this is all-purpose Greek seasoning. It's actually going to be a full thing of salt, about that big. I mean, I don't know how many teaspoons that is, 50? I don't know. We don't do measuring around here. You just douse it. And some people might think that that's a lot of salt, but it doesn't get cooked into the bird, it just holds the moisture in. Now, obviously not as much as Cavender's. Now we are going to cover the entire thing in tin foil. But before we do so, I like to take toothpicks and kind of break them. So you got that blunt edge on one side. Kind of helps the tin foil to stand out away from the skin, because if the tin foil is touching this on the grill, it's going to burn whatever area that it's touching. And now it's ready. Now we go start the grill, and I will show you how to use the charcoal grill a specific way so it's cooking under indirect heat. Alright, so I'm just using a regular Weber charcoal grill. So basically what I like to do is, instead of putting all the charcoal right underneath, you're going to put it on the sides. Let's get this out of here for a second. What I like to do is start out about that much, and then you add halfway through in order to control the temperature and not let it get too hot. Fortunately, it's not windy today, so we shouldn't have much of a problem. This is one cool thing about this grill, is it has these little ends that flip up so you have access to the charcoal. So while we wait for the charcoals to get ready, we are going to make some hot chocolate. Normally this isn't ready. Usually wait until the charcoal is pretty white, but since it's so cold out and this turkey's going to be on for 3 hours plus, I'm going to put them on right away. So let's go get the turkey. That about half to 2/3. This is about half open. 280 I think is perfect. I wouldn't want to get above 400 at any point until you start smoking it. So we're going to let this sit for an hour to an hour and a half. So I got the Woods Brothers brand of apple wood. And now we'll start out with like half. And I like to soak them so that they don't just burn right up, so that you get that nice thick rolling smoke. Alright, so this is my favorite part, when you get the first look at it. So it's at about 160 degrees, 165. So when you want to take it off, let it rest. So thanks to this beautiful grill right here, we got this documentation. And that concludes how to make a apple stuffed, apple wood smoked turkey for Thanksgiving. By the way, one more thing. You're probably gonna wanna let it sit for 10, 15 minutes after you take it off the grill, but highly unlikely that that's gonna happen.